Well, so I was working on a new divination set for myself, and I thought maybe you guys would like to see what I'm doing. I'm making myself a new set of bones for casting and divination purposes. Being a spiritual person, casting bones is not one of the most well-known forms of divination and casting. So I would say that this is a 3-course difficulty rating. And that would be because of how difficult it is to clean and prep all the bone surfaces before you get to individualizing them. So, the next time that you have a rotisserie chicken or cook a whole chicken, try and save all your bones if you want to make a set of your own. So I've already cleaned off and dried all of these bones. It's pretty simple. You eat your chicken, and then the leftover carcass, I pick off as much meat as I can, and then I will put them in a pot with a little bit of white vinegar. This just helps the meat fall off and come off of these really delicate parts like spinal column bones, because those are going to be very important in your set. And then I will boil them at a very low simmer for about an hour, and then I will take them out and clean them with a fine brush and then set them aside to dry. You will find that by adding the vinegar to the water, some of the bones will become brittle on the end pieces here. Like, you could actually scrub away some of the marrow. Try not to scrub away too much of that, but you do want to get off all the cartilage and as much meat as possible. So after boiling and scrubbing off all the meat, I took them out and I let them dry for a few days till they were nice and hard. And then I put them in a glass jar with some hydrogen peroxide to bleach them a little further so they're nice and white. And now we have to make them distinguishable for what our bones actually mean. So I'm going to put an image up at the top, which is my reference image that I'm going to go from. And that is going to be how I am going to differentiate the bones. So I've taken my acrylic paint in Payne's gray, a violet, a red, a turquoise, blue, green, and a yellow, and I've watered them down so that they'll be more like a wash rather than a solid fill. And I want to keep most of the bone as natural as I can, but still give differentiation. So bones are usually that are in pairs are where I'm going to be starting. So I'm going to go about halfway, and I'm going to paint one side of each of these in the dark Payne's gray. Which side do you think I should do? The thicker side or the top side? Again, this is all your interpretation. I think I like the interest of this side better, so I think I'm going to paint the bigger, knobbier side. So the idea of using the Payne's gray is that I want this to look like it's been dyed in natural blueberry. So when you dye bones with blueberries, it kind of gets this bluish, grayish tint. And it's not a solid look, but it's I don't know, there's just something neat about it. So I'm going to draw my line nice and straight all the way around, and then I'm going to take a square brush and fill in. Now the bone will soak up a lot of the color pretty quickly. Kind of just like absorbs into it. It's kind of neat. And I would also like to point out that just because we are using bones You know, don't let yourself be persuaded that it is a negative connotation. Honestly, that's all in the user, and as long as you aren't using them for nefarious purposes, it's not a negative usage. This was actually just the most inexpensive, readily available method of divination tools for most people. And that is what that is going to look like. And I'm going to do the same to the other one. And guys, you're basically just going to be following along the image to get all of your meanings. There's something really satisfying about the way that the paint goes on and soaks in too. But I really want my set to be fun and colorful, so I'm going to be adapting a lot of the pictures or from the references to my own needs and devices. Okay, so now I've got both of these painted. So on one of them, I'm actually going to take a fine liner brush and I'm going to paint a red line right around here at the base of where I finished the paint script. So this will represent, let's go with strength. This will represent strength, and this will represent strength, but at a cost. So that's strength, but at a cost. And this is regular strength. And basically you're just going to continue painting for each representation until you're all done. And then I'll bring you guys around and you can see all of my finished painted pieces. So I really wanted a tribal look to some of these. So that's why they kind of have the bright colors and striping on them. I might add some striping to like these guys over here, just because I want a little bit more definition in these ones here. But it's been, you know, a few hours and I've been painting. I will put a picture up here of what my finished painted set looks like. You'll see that I actually included things like little symbols, like the barbell symbol for strength, and that is on both pieces. Strength with difficulties, strength without. But as you can see, I loosely interpreted that image that I put up earlier. It's just kind of a basis that you can work off of. It is not necessarily set in stone. You can, of course, use your creative freedom. I went completely creative on these. Mine looked completely different. I made some of the symbols different. I just used that as an overall reference to start from. So everything I've got here is pretty much done. I just want to wait for some of these to dry a little more. So this is what my painted set looks like. I couldn't be more happy with how these turned out. They're really, really beautiful for me. I can't wait to use them. Near the end of the video, I've got the meanings and interpretations of every bone written out for you guys so that you can take screenshots and follow along with the meanings of the bones so you can read your own sets. So definitely take screenshots of those and then you can write them down in your own little book or a piece of paper that you can fold up and put inside of your bone sets. You will also notice that some of the bones, symbols, and bones I've made were not included in the reference image. Yes, I made some of my own. And you can too. Like I said, it's just based on your own interpretation. So to cast your bones, all you're going to do is you're going to put all your bones in a little drawstring bag. And when you want to read them, you reach in, grab a handful, and toss them out. And then read them based on the meanings written out here.
Thanks for watching today's video. As always, give a big thumbs up if you like what you saw. Don't forget to comment if you have any questions down below. Please subscribe so you never miss an episode of all the fun going on here in the lab. And be like the bats in the belfry and hit that bell so you get notified every time we upload. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all here in the lab next time.